In a small village in Nigeria, a man named Adamu lived. He was famous for being wise, kind, and good at business. Adamu's farm was very successful. He had a lot of land, many animals, and made a steady income from farming. But Adamu's story isn't just about success. It's about how he became too proud and greedy, and learned a hard lesson about managing his resources wisely and avoiding get-rich-quick schemes. Adamu's prosperity had not come by chance. His father, who had been a humble farmer, taught him the value of hard work, patience, and prudent management. Adamu learned to till the soil, care for the animals, and manage his finances wisely. By the time he inherited the family's farm, he had already established himself as a capable and diligent young man. Adamu's farm was a marvel. He grew yam, cassavas, maize, and a variety of vegetables. His livestock include goats, sheep, and a few cows, all of which were the picture of health. Each harvest season, his barns were filled to the brim with produce, and the marketplace thrived with the goods he sold. The villagers respected him, and he lived a life of comfort and ease. As the years went by, Adamu began to grow restless. The steady profit from his farm no longer satisfied his desires for more wealth. He started to dream of bigger things, greater enterprises, and quicker returns. It was during this time of restless ambition that he encountered a stranger who promised him untold riches. One evening, as Adamu was returning back from the market, he met a man named Bako. Bako was a trader who was good at convincing people. He told Adamu exciting stories about a gold mine in a faraway place. He spoke of mountains of gold waiting to be mined, and of the fortune that awaits those brave enough to invest. Adamu, Bako said, his voice silky and persuasive. You have the resources and the knowledge. Why toil away in the field when you could multiply your wealth tenfold in just a few months? What you need is to invest a portion of your fortune, and soon you will be the richest man in the land. Adamu's eyes sparkled with greed. The idea of amassing such wealth without the back-breaking labor of famine was too enticing to resist. He decided to invest a significant portion of his savings into Bako's schemes, convinced that this was his path to untold riches. Adamu's friends and family tried to warn him. They reminded him of the old saying, "Not all that glitters is gold." But he would not listen. He withdrew a large sum of money from his savings, sold some of his livestock, and even mortgaged a part of his land to gather the funds required for the investment. With the high hopes and dreams of riches, Adamu handed over his hard-earned money to Bako, who assured him that the returns would start coming in within a few months. For a while, things seemed to go well. Adamu received a few payments, which Bako claimed was just the beginning. Encouraged by this initial return, Adamu invested even more. However, as months turned into years, the payments stopped coming. Bako had vanished, leaving no trace. Adamu's attempt to track him down was futile. His wealth, accumulated through years of hard work, had evaporated into thin air. The gold mine was nothing but a mirage, and Adamu was left with a mountain of debt and limited supply. As the reality of his situation set in, Adamu's life began to unravel. The money he had invested was gone, and he could not recover it. His farm, once thriving, was now neglected as he had sold off much of his livestock and mortgaged his land. He struggled to keep up with the repayment method and was forced to sell even more of his property. The villagers, who once looked up to him, now pitied him. They whispered among themselves, lamenting how greed had brought down such a respected man. Adamu's friends and family, though disappointed, tried to help him, but there was only little they could do. His pride once a source of strength, now prevented him from accepting the full extent of their aid. Adamu's life fell apart quickly and painfully. He had to sell his last animal, lost his land to debt, and his thriving farm became an empty field. He was left with only a small rundown house and a deep sense of sadness and regret. As Adamu sat in his house, he reflected on his journey. He remembered the days of prosperity, the pride he felt in his achievement, and the satisfaction of his hard day's work. He realized that in his quest for quick riches, he had lost sight of the value that had made him successful in the first place. In the village, the story of Adamu is told to young and old. It's a reminder that wealth built on hard work, patience, and prudent management is far more enduring than the riches promised by smooth-talking strangers. Adamu's fall from grace is a lesson that resonates deeply, teaching the value of integrity, diligence, and the importance of staying true to one's principle. Adamu's journey is not over. Though he had lost everything, his spirit remained unbroken. In the next part of this story, we will see how he begins to build his life from the ashes of his former glory, learning new lessons and forging a path towards redemption and renewed prosperity. As Adamu sat in his house, watching the sun, the once bustling farm, now a barren plot, lay silent. He had lost nearly everything due to his poor decisions and reckless investments. But as he reflected on his journey, a sense of determination began to stir within him. He realized that his greatest resource was not the land or livestock, but his knowledge, skills, and unbroken spirit. The next morning, Adamu decided to visit his old friend Bala, who lived in a nearby village. Bala was known for his wisdom and its ability to turn the simplest of things into success. Adamu hoped to seek advice and maybe find a way to start anew. Bala welcomed Adamu with open hands, offering him a place to stay and a warm meal. After listening to Adamu's story, Bala nodded thoughtfully. Adamu, Bala began, your journey is a harsh lesson in the danger of greed and impatience, but it's also an opportunity for growth. You have the skills and knowledge. What you need now is a plan and the perseverance to see it through. Bala suggested that Adamu start small, focusing on rebuilding his farm with the little he had left. He advised him to grow crops that required minimal investment and to take good care of them. Bala also reminded Adamu of the importance of community and suggested he seek help from friends and neighbors who might be willing to lend a hand. With renewed hope and a plan in mind, Adamu returned to his village. He approached his neighbor and friends, explaining his situation and asking for their support. Many of them, remembering the kindness Adamu had shown them in better times, were eager to help. They provided him with seeds, tools, and even some livestock to get started. Adamu's first step was to clear the overgrown field and prepare the soil. He worked tirelessly from dawn till dusk, putting into practice the lessons his father had taught him. Slowly but surely, the field began to take shape, and new life started to sprout from the earth. As Adamu's farm began to show signs of recovery, he decided to extend a helping hand to others in the village who were struggling. He organized a cooperative where villagers could pool their resources and work together for mutual benefit. This cooperative became a lifeline for many, and it helped to strengthen the bond within the community. Adamu also started a small school where he taught the young generations about farming techniques, financial management, and the importance of integrity and hard work. He shared his own story as a cautionary tale, hoping to instill in them the value that he had learned through his own experience. While working on his farm one day, Adamu came across an idea that would change his life once more. He noticed that the local market lacked certain high-demand crops, such as tomatoes and peppers, which could fetch him a good price if grown and harvested properly. With careful planning and a bit of risk, Adamu decided to diversify his crops. He invested in a small irrigation system and built simple greenhouses using locally available materials. The investment was modest, but the potential return was significant. Adamu's hard work and innovation paid off, and within a few seasons, he was able to produce a surplus of high-quality vegetables that sold well in the market. Adamu's new venture was a success. The profits from his diversified crops allowed him to repay his debt and invest further in his farm. He expanded his operations, employing more people from the village and contributing to the local economy. His farm once again became a beacon of prosperity. But this time, Adamu was wiser and more conscious in his dealing. He continued to invest in his community, building a clinic, infrastructure that benefited everyone, and he also built a better school than what he had. Adamu's journey from riches to rag and back to riches was a testament to his resilience and the power of community support. Years later, Adamu stood at the edge of his field, now lush and green, reflecting on the path he had walked. He had learned that true wealth was not just in material possessions, but in the relationship he nurtured, the community he built, and the knowledge he shared. Adamu's story became a legend in the village, a tale of caution and inspiration, passed down through generations. It taught the importance of managing resources wisely, the danger of greed and the value of perseverance and integrity. As he looked at the younger generation working in the field, Adamu knew that his legacy would endure. He had transformed his mistake into lessons, his losses into gain, and his despair into hope. The rise of Adamu was not just a personal victory, but a triumph for his entire community, proving that with hard work, wisdom, and unity, even the most challenging obstacle could be overcome. Adamu's journey from the height of prosperity to the depth of despair and back to renewed success is a powerful tale that resonates with timeless wisdom. It serves as a reminder that true wealth is built on a foundation of hard work, integrity. His story continues to inspire and teach, ensuring that future generations understand the value of perseverance, the importance of prudent resource management, and the power of coming together as a community to overcome adversity. One fateful day, news arrived that Bako had been spotted in a nearby town. Apparently, he had tried to con another group of people, but had been caught by the local authorities. Word spread quickly, and Adamu, along with several other villagers who had been deceived, traveled to the town to confront Bako. When Adamu saw Bako, shackled and looking considerably less confident, he felt a surge of conflicting emotions, anger, but also a sense of justice and closure. The local authorities asked the villagers to testify, and Adamu recounted his experience. The testimony of the villagers was enough to ensure that Bako would face a long prison sentence. However, the authorities wanted to ensure that Bako paid back the money he had stolen. Under the supervision of the court, Bako was forced to work and repay every penny he had swindled. It was a slow process, but eventually, the villagers began to see some restitution. For Adamu, the repayment was less about the money and more about the principle. It was a reminder that justice, though sometimes delay, was not denied. As he returned to his farm once again, he felt a sense of peace. The ordeal had been a painful chapter in his life, but it also taught him valuable lessons about trust and the strength of the human spirit. The story of Adamu contains several important morals. Adamu's downfall began with a desire for quick wealth. The pursuit of get-rich-quick schemes can lead to disastrous consequences. True prosperity often comes from hard work, patience, and steady progress. Adamu mismanaged his resources by investing in dubious schemes. This highlights the importance of managing one's resources wisely and making informed decisions. Proper financial planning and cautioned investment are crucial for long-term success. Adamu's story serves as a cautionary tale about learning from one's mistake. He turned his experience into valuable lessons, which he shared with the younger generation. Acknowledging and learning from past errors can lead to personal growth and better decision-making in the future. We should have this in mind. Being strong and hardworking can help us overcome lies and difficult times. We should be careful who we trust. True success comes from hard work and being a good person, not from trying to get rich quick. Justice may take time, but it will eventually win. Thank you for watching. See you on my next video. Bye.